Well, good Monday morning to you, and welcome to our Monday morning live edition of Healthy Living South Mississippi. Live healthy, be healthy with Drs. Jim and Janine Fox. Doctors Nutrition, located on Cowan Road in Gulfport, south of Pass Road. Phone lines are open at 896-0713, 800-349-0713. There's the numbers on your screen. If you have a question for the doctors pertaining to today's subject or any subject, you're welcome to give us a call. We'll be glad to put you on the air. You can ask them personally, or if you're too bashful, we'll just, of course, you won't have your face. We just hear your voice. But if you're too bashful, operator will be glad to pass that along to us. This morning we're talking about prevention.
Yes.
And prevention of what you can do to keep from getting different ailments, sick, whatever. And down here on the coast, one of the biggest things that people deal with, respiratory problems, asthma, allergies, things like that. So what can you do to, maybe give your immune system a little extra boost? And that's just one of the things. And I know that there's a plethora of problems. Use that big word.
Big word
a
there.
plethora of problems that people have a tendency to deal with.
Well,
actually, one of the big things is allergies and asthma and things like that is probiotics. When it comes to prevention, probiotics, our own bacteria, is one of the best preventions against many things.
Well, a lot of people think that, you have a problem and say, okay, I'll go get on antibiotics and I'll take care of it. Whereas, as you said, I mean, I went through that deal for a while, and it took me a while. Then finally I said, let's get on some probiotics. Take that as y'all suggested, I did. And it's amazing how it works, because they said antibiotics, they kill the bad stuff, but they can kill the good stuff too.
And then they make you more susceptible to other problems because you're killing off your probiotics at that point, and then you start having other problems. And most allergies is not an infection. Most. I mean, it can turn into infection at times, but most people take antibiotics unnecessarily for allergies because they think it is actually an infection, to where really it's just allergies.
Exactly.
And we do live in a high allergy area. Another thing, we mentioned allergies, a prevention, is we do have a homeopathic preventative for allergies, where it's all the trees and flowers and grasses in our area. It's actually made for our zone, and it actually desensitizes you to the allergies. And again, what we're talking about today is prevention. Don't wait until you have a problem.
Well, you hear the old, grandma's treatment of getting local honey.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Local honey, because it's,
It has all the pollens.
The local pollen. Don't go buy this stuff at your grocery store or your big box store, because of the stuff that they'll have there, the sugars and all this that they add to it. You've got to get the local stuff, and make sure that you ask. And usually you can get that at your farmers markets. Thank you.
Right. And we do have it right now, I believe. And we have it part of the year, but when we run out, and there's nobody that's actually harvested it. So it depends on what time of the year, but right now we do have local honey.
Unless you get your own beehives. And going down Highway 53 last week, out in that area, the Lizana area, and there's a place out there that they manufacture beehives. I mean, they have tons of them out there.
Yeah, he's a big producer.
So,
really
that could be a start if you want to do that.
There you go.
But that can get, you got to buy your beehive suit, your little smoker thing and all that. You know all about that.
Yeah, we got that. Yeah.
But there's so many different things that you can do. And as you mentioned, probiotics is one of the big things.
Well, when you think about it, you're right. The probiotics are huge. And of course, we've talked we had that show a couple weeks back about the glyphosate, and the GMOs, and how that destroys your good bacteria. And when you think about that, and antibiotics that also kind of knock them down too, it's a wonder any of us, and actually we're seeing a lot of this now, where nobody has what we call a proper biotic content of their gut anymore, simply because of all the stuff that we do to them, antibiotics, all the glyphosate and the GMOs. Quite a bit of things going on there, and that all causes problems, not just allergies. For instance, in the glyphosate, we know that blocks the shikimate pathway in those good bacteria, and they produce a lot of the chemicals that that our brain needs.
And amino acids for depression and all kinds of things.
And that's why we have now probably more people in America on antidepressants than, gosh, anywhere else in the world.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we want. You've always heard the saying, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. That is true.
That is very true.
I mean, if you prevent, and you want to start preventing at a young age. What we have found is the kids. Horrible health in kids today.
That's why a lot of kids end up taking, the shots.
Well,
Yeah.
taking shots or allergy
No, we're not
shots,
talking about just allergies. We're talking about health in general. We're talking
Yeah.
about pre-diabetes in the teenage years.
Wow.
We're talking about obesity. A third of all kids are obese. You know, you start those problems at a young age, you're going to have the problems like the heart disease. You know, you're going to have, you know, increased risk of Alzheimer's,
Yes.
increased risk of diabetes, increased risk of, there's so many increased risks when you are unhealthy as a kid. Now, prevention, that's what we wanted to mention. You don't want to wait until you have something. Start now, you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dorothy's on the phone. Good morning, Dorothy.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
Fine, thank you.
Well, good. What question do you have for the doctors this morning?
I have a red spot on my left leg, and another one is going up to my finger on my left hand,
Okay.
and it's a light green, I meant light red, and on the other side of it is a big mole, too. I was just wondering what could be going on. The doctors told me to keep an eye on it.
How long has it been there?
Oh, it's been there over a year or more.
Oh,
Okay. Any pain around the joint that's close to it or anything?
No.
Okay. Any pain or itching at the redness?
No.
Okay. Hard to say. I mean, honestly, you know, that is something, like you say, your doctor said keep an eye on it. Do. If any changes, if you see a change, in other words, it gets bigger, starts being tender, any of those things, it would be considered a change. You need to immediately get it checked out.
and maybe go to a dermatologist. I don't know
Right.
if you've been there yet, but they might be the ones to look and make
I
sure,
think so.
especially with it near a mole, make sure there's nothing else.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay, well, thank you.
Okay,
I'll
you're welcome.
give you a call.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Dorothy.
ma'am.
Appreciate you calling.
Yeah, you know, when we talk about prevention, you know, we always. Okay. Hello. We always think about, you know, the things that develop into our health. In other words, we always think about, oh, that's genetics. Well, there's genetics, and then there's other things, and a lot of it now. There's a whole field open up called epigenetics, and that's the food you eat, the toxins you're exposed to, you know, your sleep, your nutrients that you get or don't get in your life. You know, they've actually taken studies of twins and show that when twins get above, you know, get away from the family, so to speak, and they start going in different directions and being exposed to different lifestyles, being exposed to different toxins, et cetera, changes happen.
Yeah, even identical twins, and that's what they usually do it in, is because they have identical genetics. So if
Yeah.
you're identical, but yet your environment is what actually makes those genetics come out.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's the big thing with prevention, is getting away from chemicals, getting
Okay.
away from sugar, getting away from things that actually cause problems before it happens. If you wait and get cancer, it's a little late.
It's
I mean,
late.
you can still do stuff, and we're not saying that, you know, you can't be treated after you get it, but it's much easier to prevent.
Same way with diabetes. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
diabetes is one of those really easy ones. Really, if you
Yeah.
if you think about it, if you're if you go to your doc and they tell you, well, you know, your A1C is a little high, you're pre-diabetic, do something about it now.
Right.
Don't wait.
Don't wait until
You know,
it becomes, we see a lot of people, now we're talking about type 2 diabetes here, not type 1. Type
Right.
1 is usually a pancreatic failure, which is different. Those are harder to prevent because it's usually viral or autoimmune, or you don't know
Autoimmune,
what's
some
going
sort,
on.
right.
But I mean, even staying healthy or younger would be
Yeah.
good for anything. But type 2 is definitely dietary choices.
Right.
You can be genetically predisposed to it, like we talked about, but what you do plays a role in if you're going to get it. And you don't know how many people come in that said, oh, well, I'm pre-diabetic, I'm okay now. No, all the research is saying you want to do something when you're pre-diabetic. Don't wait until you're diabetic, because the damage has already
Ounce of
happened.
prevention, pound of cure.
Exactly.
You know, we're seeing. You're right. We're seeing tons of people.
I heard that recently from someone.
Somewhere, yeah. Ben Franklin, I think, said that. We're seeing tons of people come in now with the neuropathy, like you'd say diabetic neuropathy, but yet they don't have diabetes. They're
Yeah,
pre-diabetic.
they're pre-diabetic.
And we're starting to see that neuropathy show up in the pre-diabetic. And so if you wait till you're diabetic, you're in deep, deep, deep trouble. You really are.
All right, we're talking about prevention this morning. We've got Laura on the phone. We're going to go to Laura in just a moment, but we're going to take a break first. 896-0713, 800-349-0713. It's our Monday morning live edition of Healthy Living South Mississippi. Live healthy, be healthy. And welcome back, our Monday morning live edition of Healthy Living South Mississippi. Live healthy, be healthy, with Doctors Jim and Janine Fox and Doctors of Nutrition, located on Cowan Road in Gulfport, south of Pass Road, open 6 days a week. Monday through Saturday. The doctors are there Monday through Thursday. And the great thing about it, you don't need don't have to make an appointment.
Right.
And there's no
Doesn't
charge
cost
for a
anything, right,
consultation.
yeah.
That's a great thing. Laura of Ocean Springs is on the phone with us. Thank you for holding, Laura. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
What question do you have for the doctors?
Oh, yes. My daughter's been having, with her nose, problems with her nose. It's like scabs, like bumps in both nostrils.
Okay.
And
That is.
Inside the nostril?
yes, sir. I've used alcohol and antibiotic cream, like hydrocortisone, to, swab in there and to try to, let it sit, but they keep coming back. And also on my eyes, I've been having stars and stuff. So I really don't know what it is.
Yeah, we see those a lot.
Actually, usually the sores in the nose almost always are staph infections. And the bad thing is it means our immune system's not right, because when you constantly get those sores, we have people, a lot of people over the years have had that, where they come in and they keep getting the sores right inside the nostrils, and it takes things that actually help and with the kid, especially probiotics, we just mentioned it, that actually helps keep it under control. So I think you need to do some stuff for her immune system.
Yeah, you got to get overall, she's got to get overall healthy. But by the way, Laura, how old is she?
She's 27 and she has Crohn's disease.
See,
that's
there
it.
you go.
It's her immune system.
Her immune system, but now there's a lot that can be done for that. A lot of things go into it, like diet and so on, and the probiotics and so on.
And
but all that.
In her case, I would do with Crohn's disease, you don't want to boost the immune system, because then that can actually make the Crohn's worse. What you want to do is support the immune system, which would be more of your probiotics. We use colostrum, olivir. So there's like those three things are the things I would definitely start with her, and we have them all at the store. So if you want to come by, we'll show them to you, but actually that would make a huge difference in her, and it would help her Crohn's as well.
Sure will.
Okay, so does she have to go to the doctor to get antibiotics for the nose, or?
No,
what?
I mean, if she, I think the point is, if she gets overall healthy, and like Janine was saying, we do things like the colostrum, which gives her the immunoglobulins that she needs.
Okay.
So we do things like that rather than keep putting antibiotics in there, because antibiotics are not the answer.
No, because one of the problems is we all have staph in our nose. Actually,
all of us.
People don't realize that if you swab your nose, we're all going to grow staph if you actually put it out. But someone with immune system that's compromised is actually going to keep more of. It's going to keep flaring up and getting more like infected and getting sores.
Right.
So that's why we say you don't want just antibiotics, because it might knock it down right then, but it's going to come right back if you don't actually do something for her immune system.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to have to come over and check out some stuff.
Okay.
Sure.
Just
come by anytime.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, 896-0713, 800-349-0713. We're talking about prevention, and Heather from Biloxi is on the phone with us now. Good morning, Heather.
Good morning.
Good morning.
What can we do for you, Heather?
I have a really weird question, because I haven't had an answer for it yet.
Okay.
I have a birthmark that was burned off as a child.
Uh-huh.
And a few years back, I had to do an extended hospital stay, and we won't have to go into that, but the birthmark got infected in a sense, and like a bed sore. And now it will not heal, and it just continually just goes through a cycle. It almost gets better, and then it goes right back to being yucky again.
Okay, anytime you have a recurring sore like that you think it gets better, but then it comes back, that's a sign of the immune system. Just like the other caller that came in, you've got a compromised immune system. Now, obviously if you had an extended stay in the hospital, something was wrong. And we won't go into that, but that tells us again that your body's probably been pretty badly compromised, and it's about, okay, let's rebuild Humpty Dumpty. Let's put Humpty Dumpty back together again.
Okay,
and that's what you got to do. Like Janine was talking about, things like your colostrum. You want to do, the probiotics are huge, because you've got to put that immune system back together. And 70% of it's in that gut.
Right, and probably if you were in the hospital, you probably did do antibiotics while you were in there.
Most likely, something.
And
no,
you didn't?
I don't think they did antibiotics, no, ma'am, because I actually had 4 TIA strokes in a row.
Okay,
and,
you got some other issues going on.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah. How old are you, hon?
I'm 51 now.
Yeah,
I was
you're young.
46 at the time, yes.
Well, anything like that, even when you look, it's kind of interesting when you look at a lot of lab work, people that have TIAs, heart attacks, whatever, there's something called albumin, which is a protein that drops no matter what the problem was. It's kind of strange. It just shows your overall nutritional status goes down, your overall health goes down when something like that happens. And that affects everything. So the thing is to look at your lab work now and see and get you into optimal health. I mean, that's what I would say, is actually get into optimal health. And have you had it biopsied?
No. Actually, I've had many doctors look at it and go, "What is that?" And I explain it, and they've just kind of bypassed the whole
I would
situation.
have to say, if it continues, I would go to a dermatologist and have it biopsied, because a sore that doesn't heal, it doesn't have to be discolored, it doesn't have to be anything. It can just be itchy and not heal and keep getting scabs, and it can be skin cancer too. So
that's what it's doing, right? What you just
well, then you might want to go to a dermatologist. I mean, that's what I would say.
Sure.
Yeah, and just get a biopsy. Now, if the biopsy comes back negative, that's when you come and let's build up your immune system.
Well, if you anyway, you need to get the steps to go through. Probably is go to the dermatologist.
Yeah.
Let them check it out, get a biopsy and so on. And in the meantime, come in. We'll start putting your Humpty Dumpty back together again. Get that immune system back together, and hopefully we can get things fixed up for you.
Okay.
All right.
Well, no, that helps. That definitely helps, because I've been worried about it for years. So
I understand.
Well, go get it checked.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All
Right,
right.
we'll see you.
Thank you much, Heather. Thank you, and good luck to you. We're talking about prevention, things that you can do to, keep from getting bad things happen. I think we have another phone call.
Okay.
Do we? Okay.
Don is on the phone with us. Good morning, Don.
Good morning. I'd like to know if they could discuss with me a minute about osteoporosis.
Oh, sure.
My wife has it, and it just all of a sudden.
No, it didn't come on all of a sudden. It came on years.
Right, but I mean, she worked in a hospital. They kept checking her. There was no problem. Then all of a sudden, she retires, and now she's got it. And every time she turns around, she's having to have kyphoplasties done.
Having to have what done?
Kyphoplasties.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she's having. So she's actually having. Now you also have to look. Did she start any medications before it started? Because that makes a difference too.
She was on an antidepressant.
Okay. They have linked some of those with bone loss.
Yeah.
But you also just got to look at nutrient deficiencies over the years, and then you can all of a sudden have bone loss, especially if you become more inactive. And maybe she was more active when she was working, and as she became less active, that's when it set in. And we're talking about prevention today, and the thing is to prevent ahead of time. But once you have it, there's still some things you can do. You got to make sure you get your nutrients properly, and it's not just vitamin D and calcium, it's also vitamin K2, vitamin A to activate the D. There's so many things that go along with bone density. And we do, and like I said, you can check like the vitamin D levels, and you can see where she is on that.
All right, so if she were to come in, you could run a panel or panels.
Yes.
Exactly.
And find out exactly what's going on.
Yes.
And maybe help her.
Yeah, and we can talk to her about her specific case and what she can do to maybe help it.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. Does it ever reverse?
Yeah.
I have seen osteoporosis reverse. Now, some doesn't go back to 100%, but you can get some better. As you age, there's going to be some bone loss anyway, just because of age, but you can get it better. I have seen some reverse, yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay,
Thanks,
thank
Don.
you.
Appreciate it. 8960713, 800-349-0713. We're talking about prevention this morning. If you have phone call, a question, be sure that you give us a call. We're glad to try to answer it, and we'll be right back. And welcome back to our final segment of Healthy Living South Mississippi. Live healthy, be healthy. It's our final segment of this hour, should I say. It's not our final segment, period. No. Because I know a lot of people talk to a lot of times on the street. They enjoy the show.
Good.
A lot of things that they're learning. And I know a lot of people are coming to see you to find out. And they are taking advantage of what we talked about, just what we mentioned a while ago, the getting the panels done.
Yeah.
Right.
And you have a special. That's what the special is exactly this week. Is
actually, this week it kind of fits. We're talking about prevention. So this week we started, we want to put the expanded panel on, because that carries, I mean, that does your vitamin D, your thyroid, your adrenals. I mean,
it does B12 levels, it does your immune system, it does kidney function, liver function, electrolytes, cholesterol, urinalysis. It's actually an overall health panel. And that's why we decided this week to put it on sale, is because looking at the overall health before you have a problem is the best way to prevent it. You can see what's coming. And that's what we want to stress is prevention. And a lot of times if you don't have a problem yet and you go to your doctor and you want everything checked, your insurance isn't going to pay for it, because insurance doesn't pay for prevention. They have a little bitty panel they do, but not all that. You have to have reasons to do all that testing. Well, with us, you don't. So you can actually just do the panel and we can see what's going on. Okay.
Joan is on the phone with us. Good morning, Joan.
Hi.
What can we do for you, Joan?
Well, my question is, my fiance, it's not really for me, but it's for my fiance. He's had psoriasis. All over his body, and it was even on his head, his hair, and I mean on his stomach, really bad. It was sores and everything. And finally, the skin doctor, I forget what they're called, but anyway, he decided to give him shots once a month or once every 2 weeks, something like that, and it has been remarkable. So that was thinking, okay, it's all gone. Now all of a sudden it's coming back on his legs. And I was just curious, is this a vitamin deficiency? I never had to deal with psoriasis before, so I don't even know what I'm dealing with. I don't even know what it is. I don't know if it's I don't know, and I don't know how to help him, and he doesn't know how to help himself.
Okay, go ahead. I think that's a good one.
With psoriasis, there's quite a few things that can be. Vitamin deficiencies can play a role in it.
Sure can.
The immune system plays a huge role in it, and detoxification plays a role. The skin,
omega-3 fatty acids are
omega-3 fatty acids are real important, and that's one thing that we were going to talk about for prevention today, and just hadn't gotten to it, is how important omega-3s are for overall health. For inflammation. So there's a combination of things. A lot of times food allergies play a role in psoriasis. So it's actually not just one thing. That's why we like doing the panels, and we'll see what's going on in person and try to help them with preventing or getting it to subside to where it doesn't come back constantly. So the immune system does play a big role in psoriasis. So looking at the immune system is important.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And I have another thing. What is it? What's wrong when you have such a hard and long time for bones to heal from a break? I was in a living whatever center, and I was going for rehabilitation. I've been in and out of a wheelchair here for years now, and I was going for the rehabilitation, and I was in the shower, and I went to hold on to the bar, and it was very slippery, and it just kept on sliding, and I fell, and I hit my shoulder on the cement floor, and it fractured a vertebrae. It fractured, not vertebrae. It was a fracture, not a.
Okay.
But it is killing me, and this has been over a month now, and they're saying, oh, well, it's healing. It's not completely healed, but it's healing. What does that mean? And will it ever heal? I mean, is this pain ever going to go away?
Fractures are always going to take a little time to heal. It's at least 6 to 8 weeks to heal, but even longer if you don't have the nutrients that you need. So overall health plays a big role in how fast you heal, but we are coming up on the end of the show. But if you come in, we'll go more into detail with you on it. But I mean, definitely nutrients play a big role in healing.
Huge. And
help it come along. But 4 weeks out is not that long, really.
No. Okay. Thank you so much, and sorry, Cassandra, we didn't get have time to get to your phone call. Please call in next week, because we'll be back in here, of course, next Monday. We're going to be talking about chronic viruses.
Yeah, and how they affect your health.
Okay.
Because they do.
How bad they really are.
All right. Well, again, we want to mention that we're going to have this rebroadcast on Friday. So if you just kind of caught in the tail end of it, we talked about prevention. This will be rebroadcast this coming Friday at 9 a.m. on WLOX CBS. Thank you for joining us again. We invite you to go by and see the doctors Monday through Thursday. They're in the office. They're located on Cowan Road, just south of Pass Road. Have a great week, and use plenty of sunscreen.